In example 2, we've got some more complicated examples with respect to example 1. So if you haven't viewed example 1, please take a look at that. These aren't too bad though. There just looks like there are maybe one or two sentences. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the last one, example 1 that is, and we're just going to read through the whole thing, and then we're going to see if we can provide any meaning to each one of these. So number 1 says the entry fee for a jazz band competition has a base fee of $50 and an additional dollar for each member. It's a great idea to see what's changing in this situation and then also what's staying the same. What's staying the same is this base fee of $50. So I'm going to write that down right now. We'll just write it as 50. We need to understand we're in dollars. It can get confusing if you have cents and dollars, or perhaps even a different monetary unit like euros or something like that. This also says there's an additional dollar for each member. So we know that this means $1, and that's per or for each additional member. So this is an important word for us. We don't know how many members there are. You could make that variable J for jazz band or B for band, but I'm going to make that M for member. And I'm going to write that over here on the left hand side. It's a great idea to start defining your variables so you don't forget what they mean. So let's see, we've got M being a member, oops, not member, how about member of the jazz band. And then here's our expression. So we need to pay the base fee and an additional fee of $1 per member. So this works. If there's 5 members, you would just substitute 5 in here for M. 5 times 1 is 5. Add that to 50, and your total fee for the whole thing would be 55 when you have 5 members. That's not given to us, but that's just an example. I would prefer to write this as a final answer as just 50 plus M, or you could write this as M plus 50. So we'll put or here. Either way will work. And of course we've defined our variable. For number 2, it says you and your family go on vacation and decided to rent a canoe. The canoe costs $4.50 per hour. That's a rate. And there's a rental fee of $6. Okay, so we're maybe imagining that this is just one day, and we're wondering what the total cost of this whole canoe rental will be. So we can identify the thing that's changing. That's this, $4.50 per hour, and we don't know how many hours we're running this thing for. So right away, we could even let a variable, let's say h, equal the time in hours. You could be a little more specific here if you wanted. The time that you've rented the canoe, that's fine. Or if this reminds you enough of what that variable stands for, then that's okay as well. So we're going to let h equal the time in hours. The rate here, 450 or 4.5, is going to be multiplied per hour. In other words, if you rent the canoe for 1 hour, it's just 4.5 times 1, or 450. And then if you rent the canoe for 2 hours, it would be 4.5 times 2, or $9. In addition to that, though, the hourly rental, we don't want to forget about that there's a rental fee here of $6. This is a one-time thing. It does not change. It's a constant, and so we can just add that to whatever the 4.5 times the number of hours is. You'll always be adding 6. To whatever hours you're using. In example 3, Jerry and his 4 friends go to see a movie. Adult tickets cost $10 a person. Jerry's mom cut a coupon out of the local paper that said $5 off when you purchase 3 tickets or more. So if we go back to the original sentence, it looks like Jerry and his 4 friends would be 5 people, and so they're going to get the discount. If we look at an expression to set up, and the original up here on the top it says write a mathematical expression for the verbal models. What we can do is we could write Maybe, and this is known in this case, but maybe we can say let P equal the number of people who see the movie. You could do F for friends, or really any variable you'd like. I think it's nice though if you use something that reminds you of what that variable stands for. And so the cost of the adult tickets is $10 a person, or per person. So this is a rate, and we're going to run a rate that as 10p. In other words, if 5 people, like this scenario, go to see the movie, it would be 10 times 5, or $50. Jerry's mom cut the coupon out of the paper that said $5 off. So as long as P, so this works if P is greater than 3 tickets or more, so greater than or equal to 3, then we could use that discount. So the discount would be subtraction, and we're going to take away 5. This would be the solution, I suppose, because if you look back, we're asked to just write a mathematical expression. We're practicing that. In this case, it's pretty specific, though. So Jerry and his 4 friends would be 5. So if you wanted to carry this even further, you could do 10 times 5 minus 5. 10 times 5 is 50. And then 50 minus 5 would be 45. Remember your units here? That's going to be $45. So for 5 people to go to this movie, it's going to be $45.